how can universities eliminate grading delays and human error overnight? It's a pretty bold question, right? But seriously, think about it for a second. We live in this highly advanced digital age, and yet so many educational institutions are still relying on these incredibly manual, tedious grading processes. Just imagine an environment where professors aren't spending their entire weekends buried under piles of exam papers, completely fueled by their fourth cup of midnight coffee, and where students don't have to wait weeks on end just to find out how they performed. It sounds like a total dream, I know, but the technology to make this a reality isn't just on the horizon, it's actually already here, and it's completely revolutionizing the way we evaluate learning.
So welcome to this explainer. I'm super excited to guide you through today's topic, smart assessment systems with AI for better results. We are going to explore the massive, game-changing transition happening right now in education. We're talking about moving away from outdated, traditional evaluations and stepping into the highly efficient, incredibly accurate world of AI-driven assessments. If you're passionate about education, technology, or honestly, just making broken systems work better, you are definitely in for a treat today.
Okay, let's dive right into this and map out our journey. First up, we'll look at the education evaluation problem. Then, we'll define what smart assessment actually is, look at the core features powering the change, talk about boosting academic performance, and finally, wrap up with choosing the right platform.
Starting off with part one, the education evaluation problem and the immense pressure on modern institutions.
To truly appreciate the fix, we really have to understand the problem first. Traditional assessment is a massive bottleneck. We're talking about an immense manual workload for educators, notoriously slow feedback loops for students, and honestly, a naturally high rate of human error. Just human nature, right? But contrast that with smart assessment, automated evaluation, real-time analytics, and high accuracy. It's night and day. The old way of doing things simply cannot keep up with the sheer scale and data demands of modern education. The pressure on institutions to deliver fair, fast, and actionable evaluations is literally higher than ever, and those traditional methods are just breaking under the weight.
Moving right along to section 2, defining smart assessment, and we are going way beyond the buzzwords here. We hear the word smart slapped onto just about everything these days, but what does it actually mean in this context? Well, a smart assessment system is an advanced digital structure that leverages data-driven technologies, automation, and analytics to deliver accurate, consistent, and efficient evaluation processes. But here is the absolutely crucial takeaway. We aren't just talking about digitizing a multiple-choice test. A true smart assessment system manages massive amounts of student data and evaluates high-level critical thinking and problem-solving rather than just basic memorization. It completely transforms the evaluation from a static, boring grade into a dynamic, ongoing conversation about a student's actual progress.
So what's really interesting here is how the technological pillars of this ecosystem fit together. Looking at the breakdown, 35% is driven by automation. That's the heavy lifting of grading and admin work. Another 30% is data analytics, which is what turns those raw scores into actionable intelligence. Then 20% relies on flexible question banks, which allows for really diverse and randomized exam creation. And finally, 15% is LMS integration, making sure this entire system speaks seamlessly to the platforms universities are already using. It's the synergy of these four pieces that drastically cuts down the manual workload for professors and elevates the whole educational experience.
That brings us perfectly to section 3, core features powering change, or basically the technology under the hood. Every single feature here is deliberately engineered to solve a specific, real-world headache for administrators and teachers. AI-powered grading directly eliminates human error and vastly speeds up timelines. Advanced analytics turns all that raw data into actionable insights, feeding real-time trends right back to educators. Question banks? They aren't just digital storage, they actually enable the reuse of materials and support multiple testing formats so exams stay fresh. And LMS integration seamlessly connects that whole digital ecosystem together. It's all just perfectly connected. Let's zoom in on the real star of the show for a second, AI-powered grading. It automates these complex evaluation processes with absolute ruthless consistency and total fairness. I mean, whether it's the very first paper graded or the 500th, the AI applies the exact same standard. It drastically reduces human error and speeds up turnaround times from literally weeks to minutes. But you want to know the most mind-blowing part? We aren't just talking about multiple choice bubbles anymore. The AI acts as an incredibly capable teaching assistant, evaluating complex essays and short answers, completely freeing up professors' weekends so they could focus on, well, actual teaching.
And once those exams are instantly graded, the advanced analytics kick in.
Honestly, the data is the true game changer here. Just look at these capabilities: real-time insights, immediate identification of learning gaps, uncovering broad classroom trends, and data-driven academic planning. This lets institutions shift their entire mindset. Instead of reactive grading, where you only find out a student struggled long after the semester is over, professors can now do proactive academic planning. Like, if 60% of the class missed a specific concept on a Tuesday quiz, the professor knows exactly what they need to review on Wednesday morning. It strengthens institutional decision-making from the ground up.
Now, let's shift our focus over to Section 4, boosting academic performance, taking it from raw data straight to student success. Let's see how this builds out into a complete, holistic life cycle for modern exams. It essentially happens in 4 really logical steps. Step 1, exam creation and delivery, making it super easy to build and launch tests. Step 2, AI-driven evaluation, where the system instantly and fairly scores the work. Step 3, instant student feedback, delivering those results immediately so the context is still totally fresh in the student's mind. And Step 4, analytics and personalized intervention, because at the end of the day, the ultimate beneficiaries here are the students. This end-to-end management means an exam isn't just a hurdle they have to jump over. It becomes a tool that actively guides their educational journey. When you completely wipe out those grading delays, the impact on performance is profound. Students get instant, actionable feedback, which allows them to course correct on the fly while the material is still fresh. This creates personalized learning paths, meaning a professor can pull a struggling student aside and help them before they fail the midterm, not after. It instantly identifies individual strengths and weaknesses, which really boosts student engagement because they actually feel seen and supported. That is exactly how reducing administrative friction directly translates into better, much faster student outcomes.
And finally, we hit Section 5, choosing the right platform, looking at implementation and real-world examples.
If you're the one making the decisions at your institution, you've got some absolute non-negotiables to look out for. You need highly reliable AI. You need ease of use, because honestly, if it's clunky, professors just won't adopt it. And you must have seamless LMS integration. Scalability is also a massive factor. The platform has to scale smoothly right alongside your future institutional growth. Combine all of that with robust security and reliable support, and you get a well-structured platform that doesn't just put a Band-Aid on today's grading backlog, it future-proofs your entire assessment strategy.
This really illustrates what a top-tier solution looks like in the real world. Based on our source material, Qorrect is highlighted as a leading smart platform in this space. They serve as a prime example of an end-to-end platform that hits every single one of those criteria we just talked about. By utilizing automated tools and comprehensive assessment management, platforms like Qorrect streamline the entire exam lifecycle. They drastically reduce workloads while ensuring absolute fairness, grading accuracy, and significantly boosting the quality of feedback that students actually receive.
Now, I know what you're probably thinking. The question that comes up every single time: what about cheating, and what about data privacy? Let's tackle that head-on. Industry standards for these platforms include highly encrypted data systems, secure authentication, and advanced monitoring tools designed specifically to prevent cheating. These platforms establish incredibly controlled, secure exam environments built with strict compliance to data protection standards. So yes, your institution's data, and much more importantly, your students' data, remains entirely secure and ethically managed. I want to just take a quick moment to reflect on a quote directly from the source material. A smart assessment platform not only simplifies exam management, but also enhances the quality of feedback and decision-making in education. I mean, that perfectly summarizes the overarching theme of our explainer today. This technology offers a brilliant dual benefit. It provides massive administrative relief for overworked educators while simultaneously elevating the actual quality of the education being delivered. It's a total win-win for everyone involved in the academic ecosystem. So as we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with this final provocative thought. Is your institution ready to embrace the future of AI-driven education evaluation? The technology to eliminate grading delays, wipe out human error, and truly personalize student learning is already here, and it's proven. The only question left is whether you're ready to modernize. Thank you so much for joining me today as we unpacked the sheer power of smart assessment systems. Keep questioning, keep learning, and I'll